Hallo, meine Lieben, heute... Das war nicht gut. Hallo, meine Damen und Herren, herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Video von mir. Ich bin die DAX Dives, DAX Aktienmarkt und heute gibt's ein ganz neues Thema. That was just a little taste of my German education. Today I want to talk about German class. I want to get a lot of things off my chest. It's not that German class in America was bad. Problematic, yeah. Here's the thing, bro. I do not regret my time in German class at all whatsoever. I do regret my time in advertising class. I think I should never have majored in advertising, but all 4 years of German classes, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. The people I met, the experiences I had, unmatched. Unmatched. Now, if you're a European watching this, you're probably like, what's the big deal about taking German in America? So let me explain the dynamics of taking German in America voluntarily in college. You have a choice, okay? Because it's pretty different from being in like Europe or in a country that was colonized by Germany, where it makes sense for you to learn German, right? In America, no, it does not. I mean, I was pretty close to Lancaster, but like, that doesn't really count. There is no reasonable reason for me to need to learn German at all, right? I did it because I wanted to. That being said, the people that German class attracts are a special breed. It is not like other language classes. Like if you take Spanish, chances are you're relatively normal. If you take German, there's something wrong with you. Okay, there are a couple of valid reasons to take German. 1, engineering. 2, business. Family. 4, you're a white supremacist. Okay, the majority of the people that I met in German class, let me be clear. The majority of the people that I met in German class were perfectly normal. Asterisk, you know, as normal as you can be, taking German as a choice, right? It's a choice. Because German is not a particularly easy language. I love it. I think it makes sense as a language to me, but it's not like the most simple language to learn, especially when you get past like grammar 3, you know, when you start getting into like dative, past dative, when you start getting into like the tenses that don't exist in English, that's when things start to get difficult. And you know, for me personally, I took German out of a linguistic fascination, and I met a couple of people in German class who also took German for linguistic fascination purposes. However, let's talk about the elephant in the room. 2. How many? 2. You know what I'm saying. 2 of them. There were 2 that I met during my time in German class, and I took multiple classes with them. 2. Oh, a motorcycle just went by. There were 2 confirmed Yahtzees. Too many, you know? There were also a couple that I felt were iffy, but the 2 that I'm thinking of were egregious examples. 1 led the Yahtzee club on campus. We didn't even know that we had a Yahtzee club. There was a Yahtzee club. He had some Deus Volt ass Twitter. He got doxxed. It was actually glorious, but I've made it my mission to check up on all of the people that I met in German class, and one of them's a full-time clown, which is great. I love you. Korn, if you're watching this, that's their name, Korn. Shout out Korn. You're a real one. But okay, let's talk about the classes. I was way too excited to take German class, so I was one of the weird ones. One class stands out in my mind of all the classes that I had to take. 1, fairy tales, German fairy tales. I took it because I didn't have room in my schedule for Yiddish. I wanted to take Yiddish, but I couldn't. So I took German fairy tales, and oh boy, Märchen. The Brothers Grimm, FYI, are a little bit more fucked up than people let on, because most of the time you hear about the Brothers Grimm being fucked up, and you're like, oh, they're super violent. They're really disturbing at the end. They're also really racist. they're also really anti-Semitic, like exceptionally so. For a pop quiz, we had to read a story and interpret it. We had to translate a story about a Jew getting hanged, and the whole moral was just don't trust a Jew. Like, that's the level that we're speaking of right here. Not just like, oh, the princess had to dance over hot coals or something. No. Moral of the story is Jews are untrustworthy rat people. I'm Jewish, by the way. It's not anti-Semitic. So that was fun. The professors were hard asses. Some of them were the most beautiful, wonderful souls I have ever met. Specifically, Herr Toth. I love you, Herr Toth. He handed out, this is a true story, he handed out Hitalia. Hitalia, the anime. The manga. He handed out panels of Hitalia and made us translate it. And it was all in German. And he was like, by the way, all of these people are countries, really? And my heart just sank. And then I saw those fucky little characters, and I got flashbacks. It was bad. Do I recommend taking German? I mean, if you're interested in it. See, I love German. It's my favorite language of all time. Easily top 10, easily top 5, easily top 1. But is it helpful? Is it useful in my day-to-day life? No, but the characters that I met will live with me forever. Specifically, okay, two of the Yahtzees I found on Tinder. One of the Yahtzees, let's call him, I mean, he's a lawyer now. He's a full attorney now, not to dox him. But his name is Sven. Let's call him Sven. Sven, I mentioned that he headed the Yahtzee club. I mentioned that Sven headed the Yahtzee club and got doxxed pretty epically. There were posters handed out, like hanging in every hall, outing every single member of the Yahtzee club, including our boy Sven, who I remember being the biggest Trumpy that we ever had in class. And like, okay, if you're conservative, whatever, keep it to yourself. But if you're gonna have a laptop sticker that's gonna say all aboard the Trump train on it in huge letters that you can read from across the room, and you're gonna like randomly bring up immigration just out of nowhere, and your opinions are very upsetting and loud, maybe dial it back. Maybe we don't all need to hear that. I saw Sven on Tinder, and he was posted up in front of the White House. So, I mean, yeah, of course he was. And by Yahtzee, I need you to know that I actually mean like legitimate Yahtzee. I don't mean like, I know I'm gonna get some stupid comments that are like, oh, the left calls everybody a Nazi these days. I'm not just calling anybody a Nazi, buddy. This man self-identified as one, okay? He was, I just remembered this. He would trace out pre-war, from memory, pre-war images of cartography of Germany. Pre-war borders. That's Weimar Republic borders. Yikes. Another guy who, let's be real, had a Hitler haircut. Let's call him Jason, because I straight up don't remember his name. Like, this is not even a fake name situation. I just straight up don't remember him. He was also really obsessed with pre-war Germany in odd ways. Sven was more of a Trump type wheat bread supremacist. This man, Jason, was more of like a runes, Nordic, spiritual kind of wheat bread supremacist. It's not good. He actually, to give you a good idea of how he looked exactly like Felix Cipher, if you know who that is. And if you do know who that is, I'm so sorry because I brought that into the public consciousness. Well, I didn't. I wasn't the one exactly responsible for that, but I did make a TikTok and a tweet that went super viral, and they were both about Felix Cipher. I'm talking about Twinkler. His name is Twinkler. That's all you need to know. I'm so off track. But would I take German class again? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Do I use any of that information that I learned in German class ever in my day-to-day life? No. But if you're thinking about taking German, fucking do it. Fucking do it, man. I took Mandarin. I took Spanish. And by far, I had the most fun in my life taking German. Oh my God. Also because it's so elective. Everybody that's there wants to be there, so we get some characters. German class also attracted a bunch of weebs. A lot of weebs were into German. Historical ties. I was also pretty much the only person who was interested in German music. And I knew this because we would have these like German music sharing days, and I was pretty much the only one who would contribute to that. So, and it would be like 8 a.m. and I would just be blasting Icebreaker like nobody's business. What I really wanted to talk about, now all of this video was just a front because I want to talk about Eurovision, but I can't yet. I can't talk about Eurovision yet because not all of the songs have been released yet. But you better stay tuned because it is so on. It is so on, bro. I need to talk about Croatia's entry. I also really need to talk about Finland's entry. And I also want to talk about the fact that Germany sends a mid-ass song every fucking... I am very ADHD, but I will see you in another time, in another place, in another universe. I'll be there for you. What? I'll be there for you. Uh-huh. And that's all that ever mattered. What? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go. Bye.